Okay, hi friends. I'm very happy to stand before you for this today's class. Now we are going to discuss about the social studies and geography. Geography, lesson 1, resources and development. Okay, lesson 1, resources and development. And part 2, because we already discussed part 1, there are some portions we covered. Maybe last episode, otherwise the first episode. Now we are going to deal with the second episode, the same lesson. Rest of the portion we are going to discuss right now, and also you will get this is a very vast lesson, so you can expect more episode from the same lesson only. Then only we are able to complete. Otherwise, you will not get clear information about this lesson. That purposely I divided lesson different episodes. So this is the second part episode from the same lesson. And now we have to discuss about the topic of on the basis, okay, on the basis of the status of development. So you listen, and we discussed there are some points of type of resources, and we learned on the basis of origin, that biotic and abiotic. The second, on the basis of exhaustibility, renewable and non-renewable. And point number 3, on the basis of ownership, that's individual resources, community-owned resources, national resources, and finally international resources. These are the points we discussed from the type of the resources. So from the same topic, and the next one more point is the fourth point is that on the basis of the states of the development. This is the fourth point, okay? And fourth point, on the basis of the states of the development. Now, I will explain about this topic. You clearly listen. And I just invite your attention towards the page number 2 for the lesson 2 and 3. An open test with me, and you can take one pen and a paper, otherwise notebook with you. You are able to write the maybe the lecture notes, and you are able to learn. It will help you to learn very clearly by the lesson notes. So now the fourth point, on the basis of the states of the development. Okay, our sources are in different categories, and we understand about the different type, different origins are there. So now we have to discuss about the basis of the states of the development, and there are 4 points are there. The first one is called, this is the potential resources. Listen me carefully. On the basis of the states of the development, there are 4 points mentioned here. The first one is called potential resources. Okay. Now, what do you mean by potential resources? I will explain, and I will give a brief explanation about that, and you will get the clear picture about that. Okay. Now, so the potential resources that found in a region but have not been utilized. The potential resources are there. We found that resources on the crust of the earth, but at the same time we are not at all utilized. That yet to utilize, that type of resources will come under the potential resources. Are you clear what I am saying? We found the resources on the crust of the earth. At the same time, we are not used, yet to use. Okay? That type of resources will come under the potential resources. So there are so many examples are there for the potential resources. And here I will give you a few examples. And maybe we can see that Rajasthan and Gujarat, there are enormous potential for the development, and wind, solar energies are there. But so far, these have not been developed properly. You know that these potential resources will get so many examples, and mainly wind energy and solar. Example for this, these are the wind energy. You know that through there we are able to make that convert. We have to make the electricity. That's the wind energy we can use, and also maybe the solar energy. So this in Rajasthan, these are the always and a whole. You know the whole horizons are there in Rajasthan. And you know, sometimes almost maybe 45, beyond the 45, sometimes they are crossing more than 50 degrees are there. So this energy we are able to convert, we have to make the electricity. But so far, we are not able to use. Such kind of resources will come under the potential resources. The examples are there, wind energy and solar energy. That's the resource of the potential resources. So you got the information about the potential resources. Now we have to go for the second one. That's called developed resources. Okay. First one we discussed about the potential resources, and example I have given the wind energy and solar energy. So far we are not at all used, so we are able to use that one in our future. Such a resource will come under the potential resources. And point number 2, that's called developed resources. And what do you mean by developed resources? So it is mentioned that it is surveyed and their quality and quantity have been determined for utilization. It's depend upon the technology and of the level of their own feasibility. Okay, so the developed resources are there. This type of resources we already we found. We understand the quality and quantity. Okay, listen, the quality and quantity. Okay, the quality of the resources. Okay, and which resources are belongs to a particular region, particular maybe the place, other particular states. About that we found, we understood, and also the same time even the quantity also. Okay, what type of quantity is there and how much is there, and these are the information we already got. Such resources will come under the developed resources. And potential resources, you know that example have given there, and developed resources are there. We know that maybe the quantity of a particular maybe resource in a particular place, at the same time the quantity also be identified, because our own technologies and this type of resources will come under the developed resources. Okay, and that's the main thing. So many other examples we can give. We are getting from the text also. But you go to the textbook, rest of things you will get so many examples for that, and so many areas. For example, gold is there, water is there, drinking water is there, different type of irons are there, and metals are there, zincs are there. So many examples we can see, and resources are that we found. We understand the quality and the quantity also there. But this all type of resources will come under the developed resources. And now let's go for the next topic. That's called stock. Okay. This is third point. 2 points we already discussed. Now we have to go for the stock. And what do you mean by the stock? So we are getting the information about the stock from the textbook that the materials in the environment have the power to satisfy the needs of the human being. You know that almost all the material or the resources we are extracting from the earth crust. So that's satisfy the needs of the human being. And you know that, and we do have the appropriate technology to access it. So resources are available on the earth crust, and we must have the appropriate technology to accept it. That's the important thing. So there are so many resources, still we don't have the technology to access it. That also there. So you know that so many examples. For example, I have given then you will get the clear information. And the water is a compound of two inflammable gases. You know that hydrogen and oxygen, about H2O, about this information you know. So water is a compound of two inflammable gases and hydrogen and oxygen, which can be used as a real source of energy. So this we are able to use for the energy. So water, so a large quantity of water is available that we can use, but that is remain as a stock. We are not at all using that one as our own energy. We are not at all converting these things to anything else. So that is remaining as a stock. Such a thing will come under the stock. And also, we can understand that maybe when we read under the solar energy, but we do not have the required technical know and how to use them. It is remain just like stock. You know the resources which is remain on the earth crust. Otherwise, are the water, two different inflammable gases are there, hydrogen and oxygen, and this enough, this available, but we don't have technology to use that one. Still, that remain as a stock for the future generations. So, what are the resources is still we are not all using, because we have the limited resources, limited technologies are there, so we are not able to access it. So, which are the things, resources remained are for the future generation, that all the things will come under the stock. Are you clear what I am saying? So, the stocks are there, that means the resources remained, because we don't have the maybe the technology to access it. That purpose only these type of resources are still remain for the future generation. That all the resources we can say that that's a stock for the future generations. Okay, so that's the stock. So we discussed about the potential resources and developed resources, and maybe the stock also we discussed right now. Now we have to go for the next resource, that's called reservoirs. Reservoirs means it is also the same as a stock, and reservoirs remain as a stock due to the lack of the technologies, and but their use has not been started. Thus, can be used for the meeting a future requirement. Example: river water and the drainage, hydroelectric power, waters in the dam, forest, and it can be used for the futures. That is also will come under reservoirs. The same like this example I have given for the stock. This is also the same. That reservoirs, stock means just like the reservoirs for using for the next coming generation. The same thing reserve, because we don't have the maybe technology, new technologies are not available. That purpose only the stocks are remained for the future generation. That is called reservoirs. Okay, we are reserving. Okay, reserving for the coming generation, new generations. So that's the stock also we don't have that technology, that's remained as a stock. That will come under the stock. And reservoirs means, you know that the stock remained, that means we don't have the technology to access it. That purpose only that are reserved for the future generations. Because of that, this is called reservoirs. So maybe we discussed maybe the 4 points on the basis of the states of the development. The first one is called potential resources. Second one is called developed resources. And third one is called stock. And finally the fourth one is called reservoirs. Okay, this we are able to understand. This is the on the basis of the states of the development. Now we have to go a little bit ahead, and we have to go to understand about the development of resource. Another topic: development of the resource. Okay, now we have to discuss about the development of the resources. Okay, so development of the resources, we have to understand that the resources are the gift of the nature. It is essential for the survival and maintaining the quality of the life. The human being using them indiscriminately, this leads to a major problem, and few things we are going to discuss about that. Development resources, we can understand that the resources as a gift of the nature. You know that what are the things we are making, we are transforming from the naturally. So resources, the whole together we can say that resources, it is a gift of the nature. Resources are there. It's a gift of the nature. Okay, nature provides everything for us. So almost all the resources are there. The gift of the nature, free gift of the nature. That's all the things we can see the resources. Okay, and what are things we are seeing, we are using, we are going to be used, and we are using, are keeping as resources, reserves, otherwise a stock. All things are the gift of the nature. So we are able to say that the resources are there. It's a gift of the nature, and we can understand that it is essential for the survival and maintaining the quality of the life. Okay, it is without resources we are unable to survive. Okay, water is another resource. Without water, are we able to live? No. Without water, we are unable to live. And the food which are getting from the earth crust only, that also without that one we are unable to live. So all the resources we need for our own survival. At the same time, what is happening? And for maintaining our quality of the life. Okay, our quality of life, we need the resources. And for surviving, we need the resources. At the same time, for our quality of the life, to maintaining our quality of the life, we need the resources. So what is happening? The human beings are using them indiscriminately. Okay, but human beings are using indiscriminately. Because of that, there are so many problem may arise. You know that we have to use the resource. It is a free gift. At the same time, according to our own, simply lavishly we are using. And maybe the future generation may struggle if they are not having enough resources. They are never to survive. So we have to serve for the future generation. At the same time, the human beings are using the resources. Okay, that is indiscriminately. Because of that, there will be so many problems arise in coming days. So what we have to do? So one of the 2-3 problems I will explain right now. And what of this may happen due to the more maybe exhaustion of the resources. What is going to be happen for the future people? So first one is called problems are there. First one is called problem because of the people are using too much the resources, and that purpose only what is going to be happen. What are the problems may arise in the future? About that I am discussing right now. So first one is called depletion. Okay. Otherwise decrease. Okay, you know that if people are using more resources for satisfying themselves, and maybe the resource may be finished, and the future people unable to survive. So we have to understand that the depletion may, otherwise decrease may take place of the resources due to the greed of the human being. You know that the human beings are greedy, and how much they get, and they expect more than that. Okay, more than they need, they are taking and extracting from the earth to grace. So maybe the future people and they are unable to survive. So here we can understand that depletion may take place. Maybe the resource may decrease in the future. If resources are not available, the human being unable to survive it. So for the survival, they need resources. So resources now the people are indiscriminately using. Maybe the future times, people may not get the resources, they are unable to survive. So this type of problem may arise in the coming generations. So that's the first one is called depletion, and second one is called the accumulation of resources in the few hands. We can understand that accumulation of resources in few hands. What do you mean by this particular topic? Because depression resources may decrease, the problem, and second one is the accumulation of the resources in few hands. That means all the people are not converting, otherwise changing the resources one to the others raw material to other maybe the useful product. So there are few people are doing that one. All the people is not having their own factories and everything, but only few people they are having. So what will happen? The accumulation of resources in a few hands, which in turn divided the society into two segments. You know that only few people are doing the things, and they have the factory, they have the resources, they have the maybe the people, the laborers are there, and they are doing all this type of process. But only there are some people are doing that purpose only. Some other people they are not having the chance to do. Otherwise, they may not have that much money to do all those things. That purpose only, because of the accumulation of the resources in few hands, that purpose only one thing may happen. The first point is that it's divided society into a house. Here mentioned that because the people were divided into two different groups, and first of all we can understand that this system may take place rich and poor. You know that? Because the things are done by some few people only. That's maybe already in few hands only. That purpose only, automatically maybe this time may take place rich people and the poor people may take place. Okay? The resources may be transforming by their own companies or factories by few people only. So this in few hands only, that was automatically rich and maybe poor, that may take place. And so many people may become rich, and so many people are there, thousands of people become poor. That problem also may going to be happen in the future. That also very clear. And third one, we can understand that indiscriminate explanation to the resources has led to a global ecological crisis. Okay, here mentioned that indiscriminate exploitation of resources. The people are exploiting, the resources, and because of that, what will happen? Global warming. Global warming and ozone layer depletion, environmental pollution. Okay, so many are there. I have given a few examples. You know that because of this development resources and also it is a gift of the nature also, and we are doing so many things with the nature, and we are starting more resources. There will be a problem. Depression may take place. The accumulation of resources may take place. Maybe that's in few hands. Then rich and poor, two different societies may take place. And third one I explained, global warming, and also depression may take place. Environmental pollution. These are the problems may take place in the future if you are extracting or more resources from the earth crust. So these are the problems may take place. So we have to understand that this development of the resources, we understand that maybe that's a gift of the nature. All the resources are a gift of the nature, but we should not. We should not use indiscriminately. And if we are using, maybe the coming generation, they are unable to survive. So we have to reserve for those people only about that. If we are doing all those things, these are the problems that are taking place, and people, even in the future generation, they are unable to survive. That's a very important thing we have to understand from this part. Now, we have to go for a sustainable development. Okay, sustainable development. Okay, sustainable development. What do you mean by sustainable development? It is mentioned that sustainable development means development should take place without damaging the environment. Okay, it is mentioned sustainable development is without damaging. Okay, sustainable development, from here we have to understand that we are able to use the resources and without damaging the environment. Okay, without damaging the environment, we are able to take the resources for our own survival. At the same time, development should take place. All the development should be taken place, and without damaging the environment. That also we are able to do it. That purpose we are saying that type of resources using are called sustainable development. So, okay, we are able to development, but we should not damage our environment. Okay, such a development is called sustainable development. Okay, are you clear what I am talking about? We discussed about the sustainable development. That means, so we can understand that we should not maybe harm others. We should not damage the environment. Then we have to do all the development practices, and for improvement of our healthy life, that we can do it, but we should not damage. So, such a things are called sustainable development. And one more topic we are able to discuss about, maybe that's a resource plan. You know that resource plan. I am going to conclude, but last topic I can discuss right now. Resource planning. Okay, resource planning. Resource planning, we can understand that planning is the widely accepted strategy for judicious use of resources. You know that? So many problems we discussed. These are the problems may arise because we are using the resources according to our own vision, our own research. And maybe the future people, they are struggling for the resources, they are able to survive. So maybe sustainable because we should not damage the environment, we are able to use the resource. That's very good. We can use like that. That purposely, resource planning means here mentioned that it's a widely accepted and also strategy for judicious for use of the resources. And example I can give you in India. And you know that we have different plateaus are there, Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats are there, Himalayas are there, and different areas are different resources found. Gold also found, silver also we understand that zinc also available, iron also available, and different type of metals also available. You know, but all the things are not available in a particular place. Even maybe for the energy, wind energy, every place is not available. Even the solar energy, but all the places we may not get the clear energy. So maybe especially we are moving towards the Rajasthan. If you are having the plan for that, and we can maybe produce so many electricity from the even the wind energy or the solar energy from the Rajasthan. But the same thing we are never to get any other states of India. So resources are scattered here and there all over the India. That you have to understand. So for example, solar energy, others wind energy in Rajasthan, that's available. That may not available in any other states. And where is the gold is available, then everywhere gold is not available. Iron is available, maybe in Maharashtra, Nagpur, and Chhattisgarh, this area, but everywhere there's iron also not available. And the coal, even Jharkhand and West Bengal, there are some parts of Orissa, maybe coals are available, but rest of all the states are even the coals are not available. So resources are scattered here and there, but we have to find out. And we have to use and without damaging our environment. That's a sustainable development. So resources we found different states of India, and we have to find out. And mainly we can understand that maybe resources are scattered here and there, and according to our own use, how much we need, that only we have to take and use. And rest of them we have to give for the future generation. So here we are getting the information that judiciary that already decided that resources planning, and we have to plan for our right today, and we have to plan for the future people, those who are going to become the new generation going to become. For them also we have to give properly. Then only they may survive in the earth crust. So we have to think about the how we have to use the resource planning, and how we have to maybe extract maybe the resources from the earth crust. So this is the resource planning, and about that so many that because resources are not available in every stage properly, that purposely you have to plan to maybe take the resource from the earth. That's the very important thing. So I would like to wind up my class for today, and we have 2-3 episodes more will be there. Then only we are able to come. It's a vast lesson that purposely. So today I just want to conclude from this topic on it, resource planning, and next day we will discuss about the resource planning in India. Okay, that topic on which we can start. And till then, bye. Then thank you very much. God bless.